All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Big Shaw Sports Podcast with Kelston Jones. I hope everyone is having a great morning and y'all enjoyed the two games we had last night. But let's dig in. I'm not going to be on too long this morning, so let's dig in with the first Monday night game. It's between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants. We're just going to give a quick recap. I will say this: Big Ben Roethlisberger, he looked real good last night. He didn't. He got the jitters out early. He played real well. He didn't look nervous at all. I think if Pittsburgh can keep playing the way they're playing, I think Pittsburgh can make a deep run into the playoffs, and hopefully Big Ben maybe can get the Comeback Player of the Year award, or maybe be in the running for the MVP, maybe Offensive Player of the Year. But let me give you his stats from last night. He was 21 of 32 for 229 yards and 3 touchdowns. But the bigger thing for me was the Giants quarterback, Daniel Jones. He didn't have too bad of a game last night. He was 26-41 for 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He didn't have a bad game. He had a pretty good game. So the Giants, they didn't do too bad, but the Steelers, they got the victory. The defense looked real good. If the defense can continue to play like that for Pittsburgh, they will be a force to be reckoned with. You know, you got Bud Dupree, you got Mr. Wyatt on the other side. So, and you also got Mika Fitzpatrick. Also, he's a great safety, a great pickup for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that was a very good game. But like I said, I think Pittsburgh, if they continue to play the way they play, they can make a big push into the playoffs. Let's go to game 2 of the doubleheader from last night. It was another close game. I really thought this game was going to be a high-scoring affair, but with Von Miller being out for the year, you know, I thought they was going to struggle a lot, but, you know, they're wrong. They lost 16-14, but it was still a good game. When you lose a player of Von Miller's caliber, you kind of like, hey man, we're gonna lose. But no, Denver really played good. They lost a close game, but they have to find a way to get over that. And Drew Luck, his numbers was 22 for 33, 216 yards and 1 touchdown. Ryan Tannehill, remember, he got paid. He was 29 of 43 for 229 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Henry didn't score a touchdown, but he had 31 carries for 116 yards. And Melvin Gordon, the third, he had 15 carries for 78 yards and 1 touchdown. So Melvin Gordon, I'm glad to see him in a Denver uniform. He looked pretty good last night. You know, I can't take nothing away from him, but it was a good game. Besides what the kicker missing all those kicks, but he made the kick that counted. But you can't miss those many kicks and expect to be good. He has to get better at that. So that was a good game last night. You know, I can't take nothing from both teams, but you can tell that preseason is important because some games were played Sunday. A lot of teams looked sluggish. So it's going to get better through the season. But I want to speak on this. Saquon Barkley, he is a good running back. You know, he's not a bad, running back at all. It's just last night, I don't know where he was last night. So he has to find a way to get better. The only way you're going to get better is to continue to play hard and get it going. The offensive line, they have to find a way to block for him. If you don't block for your running back, then it's not going to work. So they have to be careful with that and protect their running back. So let's get into the NBA today. We have the game 7 between the Clippers and the Nuggets. It should be a great game, but I'm going with Denver in that game. Denver should win that game. If Denver don't win that game, I'm gonna be disappointed. So we're gonna see with that because the Lakers is awaiting one of those teams, and I would love to see Denver and the Lakers play. It'll be an entertaining game, but we're gonna find out today how that game will go. Let's get into some top headlines today. Speaking of this game here, the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat, that should be a good game also. But let's get into some top headlines. Well, like I said, I'm not going to be too long today. Let's get into the major headlines today. The mask wearing for the coaches, they said that it's going to be mandatory. If the coaches don't have a mask, they will be fined. So, as you've seen, some coaches didn't have a mask on, some did, but is it really a big deal to fine grown men for not wearing a mask? That should be their choice. If they don't want to wear a mask, then they shouldn't have to wear one. But we see what's going on with that, so we hope nothing really comes from that. But the Los Angeles Rams coach, Mr. Sean McVay, he says the mask warning was directed at him. So we don't really know that for sure. So but he's still a good coach. We can't take nothing from him. But if they say we gotta wear the mask, you have to wear the mask. And before I end today, it seemed so weird without the fans, not having them there and whatnot. But like I said before in my earlier podcast, I hope next year things change and hopefully, it can get better, next year. But let's talk about the MLB. Let's talk about some baseball right quick. The New York Yankees, they started the season off real good, and then they just started to fall. So I don't know what's going on with the New York Yankees, but they have to get better and they have to win games. You have all the talent in the world, but you're struggling to win games. But I know they beat Baltimore, so hopefully the Yankees can get in position and get into the playoffs. The Chicago Cubs, they're also a good team of mine. I love the Cubs. I like what they're doing, but I hope Chris Bryant can stay with the Cubs. He's one of my favorite players of all time in baseball. Mookie Betts also, he's a great hitter. Mike Trout, he's great also. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be too long today. I know a lot of people got things to do, but let's know this. I'm going to go ahead and say it. The Lakers, whoever play the Lakers will win that series. Whoever they decide to play, whoever wins today, the Lakers will win. So, do anybody think that Lamar Jackson will finally get a playoff win? I think if he can get a playoff win, the Baltimore Ravens will pay him real soon. If he can get over the hump, he will get paid. He won't get Patrick Mahomes money, but he will be in the ballpark of getting paid. We know a lot of players got paid this offseason. A lot of them, look at Dak Prescott. I know he's one. Well, I don't get paid. Like I said last night on my earlier podcast, you have to perform. You have to lead your team. You are the quarterback of that team. When you don't perform, they're not going to pay you. They're not going to pay you. See, Zeke Elliott got paid because he plays. He's a great running back. He's a top 5 running back. Christian McCaffrey, he's number 1, of course, but he is the top 5, top 10 running back. Once he gets to that hole, he's going to run you over. It's not going to be no move to the left, move to the right. He's going to run you over. And you have to find a way to take pressure off your running back, because if you keep running your running back, he's going to get hurt in the long run. And when you need him the most, he's going to be injured. So Dak Prescott, he has to find a way to lead his team, because Aaron Donald ate that whole offensive lineup by himself. So we hope they get better. And the Philadelphia Eagles also, their offense, they had a lot of players hurt in that game against Washington. That's why Washington unloaded on them. But once Philly get their offensive line healthy, Philadelphia will run that division. But right now, Washington, and it's weird to say it, the Washington football team, they are running that division. So I hope the Eagles can get that together, and don't give up on the Giants just yet. The Giants, they are great. They are great. They have a long ways to go, a long season. So don't give up on the Giants. And let's talk about Tom Brady. Tom Brady, he had a bad game on Sunday. I don't know what was going on. Maybe, it's his arm, because there was some passes that Tom Brady normally would make, but he didn't make it. So we can't give up on Tom Brady just yet. He is still the GOAT. He is still elite. Remember last time we said Tom Brady was over, and he took his team to the Super Bowl. So it's not too late. Don't count out Tom Brady. I've seen a lot of people count him out after Sunday. So you have to remember, a lot of people there aren't football fans. They just watch football and they talk. But when you're a football fan, you should know, okay, that's Tom Brady. This game was just a fill-out game for him. Once Tom Brady gets comfortable in that system, okay, he will be back. He will be back. I didn't lose faith in Tom Brady at all. But yeah, he had a horrible game. But at times, Tom Brady, he did good. And sometimes he did horrible. But you also have to protect your quarterback. And I'm going to say it and keep saying it. You have to protect your quarterback at all times. Because if you want your quarterback to stay healthy and get you the victories, you have to keep him upright. You have to run out route. So you have to get in a position for him to give you the ball. But don't count him out. And Cam Newton, he did well also. I had an opportunity to see that game. Cam did a great job in his debut with the Patriots. So I'm looking forward to seeing more. But that will be it for now. I hope everybody have a great day. But if y'all like the shirts, let me know. Send me a comment. But everybody have a good day. And thank you for listening to the Big Shot Sports Podcast.